Hey everybody, I want to welcome you to the very, very first Finding the Real podcast episode. My name is Lance. I am a spiritual life coach, musician, teacher, and all-around good dude. And I am so excited to have you join me here today. The fact that you are taking your time to listen to me talk or to watch me talk is amazing to me. And this that I'm doing right now feels like something important. It may just be something that's important to me, but it's my hope that you find value in what it is that I have to say and what my guests have to say, and that the stories that I share and others share are encouraging and inspiring to you. Because that is why I started Finding the Real. I started Finding the Real because I hold the belief very deeply that all of us were made to live lives of freedom, of fulfillment, of joy, of possibility, of purpose. And I know that a lot of my life, I've lived in a place of just feeling like I was on autopilot, that I was letting other people or other ideas determine who I showed up as in this world. And I feel like that experience is not just unique to me. I feel like a lot of us have that experience. A lot of us are living out stories that don't belong to us. A lot of us are playing out somebody else's plan for us. And we're not meant to live that way. We're meant to be fully ourselves. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time, and it will continue to be so. And it's by a man named Howard Thurman. He said, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and go do that, because what the world needs is more people who are fully alive." And that's it. That's it for you. You're meant to be alive. You are meant to be fully you. And when you are fully you, that is a gift. That is a gift to the world. And my hope is that in this space, you feel empowered to be that. That through these stories, through my guests, all of these things, that you feel empowered to be who you're made to be, to create what you're meant to create, and do what you're made to do. I want you to live a life that's fulfilling. More fulfilling than you could even imagine. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. That's what I want for all of us. And I feel like there's no reason to not aim for that. I want you to feel deeply connected to a sense of purpose. I want you to have healthy relationships that feel life-giving. I want you to be able to give yourself grace when stuff doesn't go as planned. I want you to be able to better love yourself. And the reason I want these things for you is because I want these things for myself as well. And I feel like I can look at my own life and look at what I've learned. And I don't know how deep I'm going to get into my own story today, but I want to let you know why all this stuff matters to me, because I, like many of you, used to be in a place where I didn't know myself. I didn't know how to love myself. Actually, I really didn't know how to like myself. I was constantly looking for validation outside of myself. I was constantly feeling like I should be and do more, but I also didn't know how to be and do more. I felt stuck. I even questioned whether or not I was a good person. And there was plenty of objective evidence to the contrary, but I was in such a place of just not knowing myself and not seeing my own value and not seeing my own worth that I didn't know. I didn't know what was true about me. I feel like I really started this journey 10 years ago. And at that time, I was in a difficult marriage. I had 2 kids that had a lot of needs. And during that time, there was a part deep inside of me that felt like I was called to do something great with my life. Like I was meant to live this epic, inspiring life. But the overwhelming majority of me at that time felt like that idea was ridiculous. No, dude, you've got kids to take care of. You got bills to pay. You've got all these things. You've got all these responsibilities. That's not possible. And I felt like I just had to resign myself to the fact the highest that I was ever going to achieve in this life was just going to be mediocrity. And honestly, that's kind of just like how my life played out. I lived in survival mode. And I'll get more into my story some other time because I definitely had some circumstances that made it kind of difficult for me and made me feel very limited. And honestly, that's really just kind of like how it played it out for me. Living a life of mediocrity because that's all that I could imagine for myself. That's more or less kind of what I manifested. Then, at the suggestion of my wife at the time, I started to receive therapy. And I feel like that kind of kicked me off on this journey in a lot of ways. And in therapy, I started to see more of the truth of who I am and my value and my worth. But I'll be honest, it took me years before I felt like I could start to truly believe it and trust it and live it out. And I continued to do that work. And I continued to shed beliefs about myself that weren't true, beliefs about how the world works, beliefs that I had related to God and a higher power. And I definitely began to feel more free, but still struggled with this belief that I was worthy, this belief that I am worthy of love and acceptance and worthy of all the good things that life has to offer simply because I exist. And then my life truly fell apart. And it all started with the birth of the most amazing human being in my life. And her name's Cora. She was the most beautiful, perfect baby that you can imagine. But then over time, her mom and I started to notice that she wasn't developing in the ways that a typical child would. And then when we noticed those things, this thing called COVID happened. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but that's a thing that happened. And it made it a bit harder to get her seen and get her checked out. And then she had a physical therapist evaluate her, and the physical therapist said, yeah, you might want to have her checked out by a neurologist. And the short story is that the neurologist diagnosed her with cerebral palsy. And that's something that no one ever wants to hear about their kid. And that was devastating. And that kicked off just a series of events that just like nearly killed me, if I'm being honest. Because then from there, well over a year after Cora's diagnosis, my mom, my brother, and my grandmother were all in a very horrific car accident. And that accident claimed the life of my brother, and then a few days later claimed the life of my Mimi. And I feel like I want to say it. My brother's name is Trent, and my Mimi's name was Mary Lynn. And that alone would have been enough to kind of open my eyes and to help me to see some things differently and see that I wanted to live my life differently. But then about a year after that, a marriage that I was in for nearly 13 and a half years ended during a time where it was already I was already dealing with a lot of grief, and that added onto it and completely changed my life, completely shifted and changed my living situation. And that could have been enough to help me to see that I need to shift my priorities and to change things. And things had already started to shift and change at that point. But then not quite a year after that, my dad died. And I'll be honest, I feel like at that point, it was just like, okay, like, can we be done? Is this enough now? Can this be enough? Can this be enough loss? Can this be enough pain? And there have definitely been pain since then, because that's a part of the human condition. But those things nearly could have taken my life. But I kind of had to come to this place to make the decision that I could let my grief and my pain destroy me and keep me stuck, or I could face it and see what it could teach me. I could allow myself to feel whatever it is that I was meant to feel from all of this and learn from it. And I could take this that was so devastating and so heartbreaking and use it, alchemize it, turn it into gold that could actually help people And that's, again, why I'm doing this podcast and why I value this work. Because it became so clear to me through all the pain and the loss that not a single one of us is guaranteed another breath. And that led me to make a decision that I'm not going to go through the rest of my life not doing or saying the things that I feel like I'm meant to say and do, because I don't know what could happen, and you don't know what could happen. And this makes me think of a quote that I've been thinking about recently. If you follow me on social media, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, all those things, I put a video up recently where I referenced this quote. But there's a wise man named Wayne Dyer, one of my heroes, who's written many, many books and recorded so many amazing lectures. He said, "Don't die with your music still in you. Don't die with your music still in you." And that's my goal, is to put it all out there, to share as much gold that I have to share and not hoard it for myself, because it's too valuable to keep to myself. Because I believe that what I've learned, what I've lived through, the gifts that I have, they're meant to be used. They're not meant to just be kept to myself. And if they can help you or somebody else live a life of joy, fulfillment, purpose, to help you know that you are valuable, to help you know that you are worthy of love and acceptance simply because you exist. Like, if you were able to really get that concept, it makes it worth all that I've been through. If I can share those things and for you to really see how powerful, how amazing, how beautiful, how gifted, how just incredible you are, and what a gift you are to the world. If what has happened to me and what I've learned and all this stuff can be used to help you to see that and to help others to see that and help the light in this world shine a little bit brighter, that's me making gold out of some difficult stuff that I never thought that I would ever experience. And maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth all the things that I've been through up to this point. Maybe it's worth it. So I came up with the idea. I came up with the name Finding the Real, because it is my goal. It is my desire to help you to find the real you. And that's a very nebulous sort of concept. It's like, what even is the real you? But I feel like if anything that I say or anything that any of my guests on this podcast say makes you feel inspired or makes you feel encouraged, that's a gift. If I can help you to see yourself more clearly, or if a guest can help you to see yourself more clearly, or something to help you feel more connected when you felt disconnected, to help you feel a little less stuck than you did before, that's my desire. That's what I want. So here, when you join in on this podcast, I hope that you feel seen. I hope that you feel understood. I hope you realize that I'm just a dude over here figuring stuff out, and I'm just trying to take what I've learned and make something out of it. And I hope you realize that being a human is pretty magical, and that we're a whole lot more connected than we are separate, and we have a whole lot more in common than we have that divide us. And if I can help you to see that, to help you realize how amazing you are, and help you realize just how amazing the people around you are, then I think that's a win. And that's the heart behind all this. That's why I'm here. So what you can expect moving forward is more of this. Perhaps it'll be a little bit tighter. It'll be a little bit more coherent. It'll be a little less choppy and edited. It will be of higher quality as we go along. But I just want to dive into what it means to live consciously, what it means to pursue healing, dig into spiritual concepts, dig into creativity, and to hear from others about how they've engaged with all these topics as well. And if you've gotten to this point in the podcast and any of this has resonated with you, I am just really glad that you're here, that you joined in, and you watched this guy talking to a microphone into his phone camera for however long this episode is. And I hope you'll stick around, and I hope you'll see where this goes, and I hope you'll be here to learn and to listen. And I'm also here to learn and listen. And I would love for you to share with me the topics that you would like for me to talk about and to cover. And I would love to help you also to go after your own goals. One thing that I don't talk about enough is that I offer one-to-one coaching sessions. And if anything that I said resonated with you and you would like to go further and deeper, I have the tools, the experience, and the time to help you. Feel free to message me on whatever platform that you find this at, or you can email me at findingtherealcoaching@gmail.com. And I would love to help you. I would love to help you to move toward your dreams, move toward a more fulfilled life. I would love to help you get unstuck. If you're feeling stuck, I've been there. I know what that feels like, and I'm here to help you. Oftentimes, when we're stuck, there's just a belief that's keeping us stuck in the same behavior patterns. I'm here to help you to see that. I'm here to help you to move past that. And I'd love to work with you one-to-one. I do group coaching as well. I'm here for you. And I also offer live events, both online and in person. And I invite you to stay connected with me on social media so you could see what I have coming up. I've got some fun musical meditation experiences that I call a journey into you that I do both online and in person, and I know that I've had a lot of great feedback from those. And I've also got some events coming up where I'll be collaborating with other healers and teachers and different practitioners of different types, and all of us are here to help and to help you to heal and move toward the best you that you can be. I just want to thank you so much for listening. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to what I have to say. And I invite you to join me the next time. And it's just all uphill from here. And it is my encouragement to you to keep showing up, keep going, keep listening, keep praying, keep meditating, keep feeling, keep going. And if you keep going more and more, you're going to find the real you. And the real you, that's a gift. That's a gift to us all. Have a great day.